that much, there'd be one person here who could just come in and say how problematic I am. I'm just looking for a single person, because here's what happens. They just hate on the internet. Look, any exes who are ever concerned about a hater, right? Or the people hate, ooh, that's not a good idea. Watch me do this not good idea, because not a single person here has the balls to come on this live stream and tell me that I am problematic for a reason. So, like, give me a single person here. Okay, so, and then, by the way, if you're wondering, to someone who says me, they're all following me and they're fans. Like, give me someone who doesn't follow me. You know what I'm saying? And who's not 15. If I'm not going to argue with a 15-year-old. Also, but I am looking. See, like, these are all fans. Is there anyone? Connie, do the Krabby dance. Let me unfollow. People are unfollow. Like, you're not. Someone says I'm not following you. Oh, maybe. But anyone else? Just remember this. Whenever you're thinking to yourself, TX2 is so hated. They will literally all hate on they will hate for engagement and on a post. In real life, they're not gonna do anything. I was a hater till I saw you out live. Let's go. I know, exactly. You're probably gonna get trolls. Exactly. These people are just trolling. They're doing anything they can. Fondness. So, okay, see, he ignoring me. He bluffing. Isabella, you're 22, and are you actually down? I will add you 1,000%. You said I'm bluffing. Invitation sent. Let's go. Isabella, everyone, says I'm bluffing. Let's go. Hi.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hello.
You weren't bluffing.
Okay, yeah, no. Are you open for a conversation?
I'm open for a conversation.
Let's go. I'm always open for a conversation. All right. Would you like to start?
Yes. Okay. My hot take is that you have a really good voice, but I think I don't vibe with the rage bait. I think you're misusing the rage bait for views, and I don't fuck with that. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on here. Sorry.
No, say whatever you want. By the way, I have to say I really appreciate you actually coming on here and voicing. That's very respectable. Okay, so rage bait. I understand. Before I address what you're talking about, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
No.
Understandable.
That's just my flat out opinion. I don't listen to your music that much because it's not my whole vibe, just because I see you on my For You page a lot. And like on Reels and stuff. And it's all just like rage bait. So that's like what's kept me from listening. But then I look back at your really old videos, because I kind of did like a creepy stalker thing. And I scrolled all the way to the bottom because I was like, when did he start this? And then I was like, oh wait, he actually has a good voice. Why is he doing this rage bait?
Yeah, I'm here to answer that. And for starters, thank you for saying that about my voice as well. In terms of rage bait, what is wrong with posting "Is this the hardest rock song of all time"?
It's not necessarily that, but I think it's almost you're monetizing off of the I'm trying to think of how to word this. Like the lyrics, I guess, are just very almost give like a rage bait type of feel, where it's like just straight up slitting my wrists, and it doesn't feel like there's as much emotion behind it. I don't know if that makes sense. It's just it's a little too straightforward. And then all the videos I see are like responses to hate comments are like, I'm the most hated artist of this year. And that's kind of just what gives that vibe.
Totally. I can explain everything too. Okay, so you're saying we're monetizing blunt lyrics? Is that what I was gathering from that? Because you mentioned the word monetizing, and then you mentioned having
monetizing the hate for it, I think. And I think alt is trending right now, is really trendy, and it kind of almost feels like it's following that trend, if that makes sense.
Totally.
But I don't know if maybe I'm just out of the current what's cool and this is like what's actually good music now, and I just not on that track.
Yeah, I'll give you my.
So I could be wrong.
No, it's. I think everything in music is subjective, right? Like there's like the best example of this is there's like a 3 minute of like farting sounds on Spotify that has like 500,000 monthly listeners that I found. So it just like goes to show that like some reason some people, that's like the worst thing I could possibly imagine for sound, but for some reason like people listen to it, right? So it's like at the end of the day, what makes a good or a bad song? It's just art, and it's just people emoting and like expressing themselves however they want. And for me, the song you're referring to, the 5'4" man whore who slit his wrist, right? Yet 100,000 kids out there. So I wrote that song at a time where I was like, I am 5'4". I was dealing with a lot of relationship problems. How do I sum that up? Like the 5'4", right? And then I did used to struggle with self-harm. And I talk about this every day on my live streams. And for all of my fans, so the people who actually listen to this music, there's nothing good about hurting yourself. You need to find healthy coping mechanisms. But for me, music is like my therapy. So I was like, I want to write a song that like talks about all the things I hate about myself and how I could put that all into a song. And yet somehow it's going to work. It's going to like make people listen, and it's going to make people, it's going to go viral, etc. Like, and basically this is all a cry for help that people will never get, which makes sense. Like I knew writing this song, like I'm going to talk about these things. And it was like, it was my truth in the moment. It's like, that is something I had a problem with. I want to write a song about this. And then it's like, I could use metaphors because what you're talking about, like, hey, these lyrics are too blunt. And I was like, it just doesn't go as hard. Like, it doesn't sound right over like a hard rock song to be like, who, you know, the flowering pen cut my blood. Do you know what? Like, it didn't feel like, it just felt right to be like, bam. And I was like, I wanted to like, you know, this is like Republican rock sounding, like AC/DC, right? And I was like, what if I take that sound and then I take my truth and put it into the song about how like, it honestly seems like the worse an artist's mental health is doing, the better their music will perform. And sure enough, that song went viral. Right. So I was like, I want to write a song that is my truth. It sounds, I like how it sounds, and it did go viral. And at the same time, it's like, now that I have a platform, I'm able to tell people about resources they can have. And I in my Discord, we have a bunch of professional mental health resources. Every day in my live streams, we talk about like mental health awareness. And it's like, you know, all the, like, I assume you're a fan of My Chemical Romance?
Yeah.
Okay, right. My Chemical Romance, Black Veil Brides, the list goes on and on. Hawthorne Heights, right? All of these bands had lyrics talking about self-harm where they use the actual words, like slit, et cetera, et cetera.
I was going to say, I think it's a little bit fair because Better Off Dead by Sleeping with Sirens actually hit off really well. That's one of their most popular songs. And that's probably one of the most straightforward songs that I've heard that didn't completely flop, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've listened to that song or not.
Yeah. No, I love them. I actually went on tour with Sleeping with Sirens. I love Kellen. He's a really nice guy.
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah. It was with, actually I have the poster on my wall. It was Dead American, and it happened like 2 years ago. Regardless, so do you understand why I wrote like the lyrics and how my thought process on this was?
I definitely understand it. I'm not like a bully.
Totally. No, you're
so I don't know if I say, oh, I'm a hater, because if I saw you live, I wouldn't be like, boo, but I probably wouldn't pay attention. Like, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's just my thing. But my point, I totally forgot my point. But I do get what you're saying. And I think, like, I understand your reasoning behind the lyrics and stuff. I still think but maybe like the whole social media thing is just how you get up there now. That's why I said maybe I'm just like not with the times, because I'm not super involved with social media. I don't get how trending works and how you get up there and get your following and stuff. So maybe that's just how, by interacting with hate comments is how you get to where you need to be. And if that, then respect. But I think the reason that I didn't listen is just because I didn't see anything like good I don't, not as in like you're not talented good, as in like
No.
everything was just involved with hate.
Yeah,
That's what I meant by good.
totally. There's two other things.
Or
Number
maybe
one,
you're just overhated. I don't know.
no. It's okay. It's if you don't think my music's good, that's okay because music's subjective, right? Some people like some music. Like I don't like country, but I know there's some people out there who like it speaks to them. Do you know what I'm saying? And my opinion on country doesn't make it right or wrong. So I respect you saying you don't like it. Fair enough. The hate comments. You know what's really interesting is I've every single day over the last 2 years been posting, and the videos that you've seen, you even said yourself, all you saw was like hate. It's interesting. Whenever I respond to that, it seems to do the best. Videos do better. And then other videos that I've posted, you haven't even seen. But it, like I do talk about like important issues all the time. I make videos posting that aren't rage bait. I'm just focusing on the art. But it's like no one sees them. And it's like I feel like there's like there's so many talented bands writing so many good songs. That's not what matters anymore, especially with social media. It feels like you have to give people a reason to care. And like I feel like if people are going to get mad about me saying, is this the hardest rock song? Me knowing it wasn't the hardest rock song, and then everyone being like, this is not the hardest rock song. Like I don't really feel bad for like getting their engagement. Cause like, who cares about if a song is the hardest rock? If I saw some guy on the side of the street yelling, is this the hardest rock song of all time? I'd just keep walking. You know what I'm saying? I would, maybe I'd listen. Honestly, that would make me listen, right? You give him a chance because he said, is this the hardest rock song? So it's like in order to get people to care, I had to say things that make people listen and care. But then at the same time, it's like if people get mad about that, that can't be my problem, right? As long as I'm not actually saying like it's good to do any of these bad negative things, as long as I keep telling my audience every day it's important to take care of yourself, talk about your mental health. Like what's the harm in saying is this the hardest rock song of all time? You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. No, I totally get that. I mean, like I said, I don't know how trending works. So if it works for you, you know, that's awesome. Take haters' money. Like I'm all for that. I don't really care that much.
Totally.
But yeah, that's just my vibe. But
Yeah.
I don't like after this, I can't say I'm gonna like turn off my phone and go play some TX2.
Yeah.
But I also can't say if I saw you in public, I wouldn't say, hey, you're cool. Because you're very respectful, and like that does change my opinion a little bit. Being like, okay, this is an annoying little kid, like you know what I mean?
It's so
like
hard.
just like, oh, all I see is these, you know, trending hate videos.
It's so hard
So
because it's like
it does change your perspective.
with like TikTok, it's like you make 15-second videos, and like 15 seconds isn't enough to judge someone or to know anything about them. If you really think about it, it's like you see so much of the world, it feels like has made an opinion on me by the like 15 seconds. And that's the game we play in. It's not like I can really complain about it because that's the world the way it is right now. But my goal in having these conversations is to show people that like, yeah, like I am very different from the 15 seconds that you may have seen from me. And you don't have to like my music. I don't expect you to like leave this live stream and like go check out my music. I definitely not. Because music's subjective, you know? It's like some people like it, some people don't. I can't force anyone to like anything. But the one thing I can do is every single day put myself out there and figure out what I can do to make people care and to make people talk. And as long as my moral code is as long as I'm not providing information that actually hurts people or doing anything that like impacts safety, and by talking about every day like safety with mental health, self-harm, minors, everything I can in the scene to like talk about the actual problems the scene has had. For the people who will listen to me, that's what I care about. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, definitely. Which can be appreciated in most scenes. I mean, should be appreciated in any scene, but
Totally. Yeah. Is there any other questions or things you have, or like because I'm open. If
nope. But I'm happy I said my piece because I tell like I see so many of my friends or like people online like I hate TX2, and I'm like, man, this is annoying, and I'm like, I wish I could just say, hey, this dude has a cool voice. I just don't know how I feel about all the marketing, and I said that, so I got my piece with it, and I appreciate you for being respectful.
So valid. What you're saying is not wrong by any means. It's tough. It's like, how else do I get people to care? I'm stuck in this, like, if I want to make this dream happen, I have to do whatever it takes to make people talk, as long as I don't cross that line, and that's just how I operate. But I respect your opinion. There's no force to like my music or agree with marketing, etc. Honestly, I wish I didn't have to do what I have to do. It's like I just have to, you know?
That's fair. And you know what? I read Mike Hem's book, Not the Life It Seems, I think. And they had always, and that whole book was just full of, we know we're doing something right if we're making people pissed off.
Right?
So, and they
It's like
had a
that's
party after they got bottled. So,
that is exactly that's what I feel like is happening to TX2 in its own way. And I think with time, eventually someone with a big platform who doesn't like me will have to bring me on to have this conversation where I will answer the same way I've been answering people. And then people will have more than 15 seconds with me and hopefully understand. That's my goal. And it's just a long game, you know?
or do a podcast
Yeah, exactly.
and just break it all down.
Yeah. I really appreciate you coming here, and respect to the boldness, respect to the conversation. If any point you have more questions or anything, I'm always open to conversation, and I just appreciate you.
Respect as well. I appreciate you. So, thank you.
Thank you, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
All right.
Bye. Just like that. Look, it's important we have conversations with everyone. I'm okay with conversation with anyone. That was the only person so far in this live stream who I feel like someone says, let me hop on. Do you follow me? And are you a troll? That is the only thing I care. But that was clearly an adult, so I will respond. Thoughts? Any thoughts on this? What songs do I suggest listening to? Probably Mad by TX2 or Vampire by Rumor. That was very respectful. Yeah, I will have a conversation with anyone. Low key, can someone send me that clip? If someone could send me that clip, that would be so fire. Did anyone screen record it? Anyone screen record it? Because that would actually be fire. Word. Yo, all right, whoever screen recorded the full thing, can you DM it to me on IG, just like the full video, and preferably on a Google Drive link. Low-key, I love a conversation like that. I'll also find that creator and then ask them about it. But low-key, that was a great conversation. All right. Anyone?